Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Donnybrook's Energia Stadium here in Donnybrook, Dublin 4. We are back. It's been a long 161 days, but we are back with the @permanent TSB Energia AIL live stream for Old Wesley versus Naas Rugby Club, and I'm joined on commentary duty here today by my good friend Stuart. Stuart, how are you?
Yeah, very good, Tom. Seems like yesterday since we were back here calling this game just over 5 months ago. What a day that was. Game of rugby. Unbelievable, 9 tries in total. And if we get something similar like that today, obviously you want them the result of Wesley, and rightly so. But you know, that just showed how important and how good this league is that day.
Yeah, look, this is the grudge match of the league, right? Over the last couple of years, this team have met themselves in the playoffs. 2 out of the last 3 playoffs. It's a real rivalry game, and what a game for us to open up with today. You rightly said, over 70 points in the last time when these two teams met. It's always a close affair. One side never romps home. So, like, what a day. Amazing weather here in Donnybrook. Just a great day to start back AIL Division 1B. There'll be lots of eyes around the country on today's game. But also we must thank Permanent TSB, who've come on board as our official live stream partner for this year's Energia AIL live streams. Make sure you download the Permanent TSB app and start making the right move today.
Yeah, definitely, Tom. And of course, I want to get your take on both summers for both clubs. Obviously, it's been an interesting time. Players always go away, do different things. Other players come into the club. For a Wesley point of view, a few players left, but a couple of guys come in, so it's going to be interesting in that part as well.
Yeah, I think, Stuart, we will, and we'll probably get to that now in a moment, but I think we'll just go for some ads here because we have a few bills to pay first, and we might hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll come back in.
Oh, a bit colder today. Oh, come on. I shouldn't have eaten so late. Oh, I'd love a dog. When we get our own place, and we'll need a garden, I hope we've saved enough.
There may be a lot running through your mind right now, but when it comes to buying your home, we believe in permanent support. That's why, as well as guiding you through your application, our dedicated team will be working hard to give you mortgage credit approval in 72 hours. And when you do find the one, we'll be there every step of the way. That's permanent support. Start your journey home with us today.
Your next move matters, so why not move better? Start your move to Permanent TSB today. Apply in-app for our award-winning current account and visit our Moving Bank online hub to guide you through the next steps. If you're ready to move,
So, Stuart, as we were saying there just before those ads played, most changes on both sides. We've got four or five fresh new faces on both teams, I think it looks today. And if we look through the Wesley lineup today, you'll see there's a couple of debutants there, and it's the same on Naas. What's your thoughts on some of the Naas teams today? Look, again, we'll run through the teams in a few moments, but what do you think? New debutants on both sides?
There, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, the mainstay in there, Craig Ronaldson, so much experience there, professional rugby, can play 10, can play 12, such a vast, good player, knows exactly what he's at, really ticks things over for Naas under Johnny Murphy. Also, of course, there's a bit of experience there, professional rugby in the front row, Conor Doyle, Adam Coyle. Then, you know, the hardy second row is Paul Monaghan, who'll skip to the side. Interesting. Both teams today have captains in the second row, but really I'm also looking forward to see the back three as well. Conroy, Osborne and also Cahill. So it'll be interesting. There's plenty of pace there and plenty of big names around, the likes of Conroy and Osborne, and eyes will be watching them.
Yeah, and again, unfortunately, we're not joined by by the Stewie and Louis double act today. Alan Lewis is away in commentator training camp, we believe, this weekend. But again, we know he's watching wherever he is, and a shout out to Louis. And again, we must congratulate his daughter, who is ladies captain for the newly just qualified Irish women's cricket team, who've qualified for the World Cup next year. So Louis Jr. again following her dad to a cricket World Cup. Well done. All in the Lewis household are very happy about that one, I've no doubt.
A family full of talent. It's not talking, it's at the crease. Definitely is. No, fair play to the whole family as well.
Having seen Alan play cricket, he's still talking at the crease, I can guarantee you, and anybody who's played against him will back me up on that one. Okay, we're looking to get from the off, so I'm going to run through our starting teams, and we'll start with the home team. Wesley for today. So again, it's a very much a new look Wesley side in places. So front row is Harry Noonan, but with his brother Howard at second row, and young Sam Kenny, who had a great year last year in his first AIL year at 3. Will Fay and Ian McGann captaining again this year in the second row. And a Pym-dominated back row of Sam Pym, Josh O'Hare and Ruben Pym. Of course, Josh just joining the club this year out of Dundalk, and I know his dad, Collie, if he's not here today, will be watching. Collie, an employee of Leinster Rugby and a great guy to play rugby with. I've happily played with him over the years in Dundalk, and a great fella too. At 9, we've got Keith Kavanagh, who joins us from Navan via Shannon. Ian Cassidy at 10. David Poff back to the wing after a year at centre last year. For times, James O'Donovan at 12. Owen Deegan at 13 is how that centre partnership is going. And then we have Tommy O'Callaghan on the other wing, and of course the hot stepper Alex Malloy at full back. You've got the subs bench of Finn Tierney, also new this season in Navan via Shannon. Michael Carney, big call up for Michael today, a club stalwart making his AIL debut, and Brian Short. Dom McLean joins us from Norths in Sydney. Josh Miller, again Josh, having some injury woes last year, but back rightfully trying to get his place on the AIL starting team. And then another new player for Wesley this year, Ben Daly, completes out the bench. And Stuart, you might bring us through the Navan side, the Naas side, apologies.
Yeah, as we see Naas just trickle in to the changing rooms there before they get ready to go. As mentioned there, good front row, Jack Barry, Conor Doyle and Adam Coyle. Vast experience in there, Coyle. Couple of Leinster caps to his name back in the day. Second row, hardy second rows, real work rate, Paul Monaghan and Patrick O'Flaherty. In the back row, Murs Cleary, Will O'Brien and Ryan Casey. If I remember rightly, Will O'Brien was everywhere in that game back here 5 months ago on the floor trying to steal ball. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on in that battle against the Pyms. And Josh O'Hare, 9 and 10, Oscar Carley and Brian Croak. Vastly experienced Croak, a real operator at 10. He'll alternate with Rawlinson and see who plays between 10 and 12. Outside him is Matt Stapleton, and on the wings, as I've said, Andrew Osborne and Sam Cahill, and then at fullback, the dangerous Donal Conroy, youngster, very lively at school at Naas, and we'll see how he gets on. Played a season last year and was very good, so we'll see if he can pick it up again where he's left off. Then the bench, Tag Dooley, Dylan Casey and Killian Dempsey, the front row, Conor Halpenny, and then Mark McDermott and the Australian. Played for the South, Henry Smith coming on in the outside back. So really is all set up for a good match in this opening round of 1B. As we see Wesley run through some last minute moves before we get ready to go. Ian Cassidy, a 9, obviously that can play 10, has been playing last season, and there is, as Tom mentioned, the hot stepper and Alex Malloy, another man who's on the radar at Leinster. Of course, plenty of these players are being looked at by the province, but first comes first is the club. And if they perform here, you just never know. What a season we had last year. And of course, we're going back to the old basics in the AIL. This time, if you finish first, you get promoted. And then it'll be next places go to a playoff. Wesley, as mentioned, lost a few players, but a few new faces in, so really will be fascinating to see how they get on, especially at home. early on. You expect teams haven't played too much rugby together as a squad and as a system, so there could be a bit of time to make it click. Could take a couple of games, but people say you can't win a league at the start of the season or get into the playoffs, but you can certainly lose it. So these opening blocks of fixtures are absolutely massive for the club, both clubs I should say. Before we get underway, we'll have another look at the odds here and the sponsors.
Oh, a bit colder today. Oh, come on. I shouldn't have eaten so late. Oh, I'd love a dog. When we get our own place, and we'll need a garden, I hope we've saved enough.
There may be a lot running through your mind right now, but when it comes to buying your home, we believe in permanent support. That's why, as well as guiding you through your application, our dedicated team will be working hard to give you mortgage credit approval in 72 hours. And when you do find the one, we'll be there every step of the way. That's permanent support. Start your journey home with us today.
Your next move matters, so why not move better? Start your move to permanent TSB today. Apply in-app for our award-winning current account and visit our Moving Bank online hub to guide you through the next steps. If you're ready to move, we're ready for you. So don't just move bank, move better. Choose permanent TSB.
As Naas go through their warm-up, the heavies heading the bags, just getting the shoulders ready. Head off today, not very fresh looking shirt. Of course, all led by Johnny Murphy as he walks up the steps. Big year for him, the former Munster, Leicester and Ireland A player. Now carving out a great coaching career, and no doubt will go from strength to strength. As we await Ian McGann and his team. McGann, a real Wesley man through and through. He'll want to start off right from the front and lead his team to a victory today, to really put a marker down in this 1B. So disappointed they were, and rightly so. Last year just didn't get the rub of the green in the end, and came up so close that last kick of the game in the semi-final. But it's back to a new season and in front of the home crowd here at Donnybrook. It's Wesley and Ian McGann that leads his troops out. Referee today will be Cian Davison. Referee coming up through the ranks, in charge of this game this afternoon, and what is a pretty good afternoon on this glorious surface as always. Will be their visitors on their number 10. Brian Croak to put this ball in the air and get us underway in this All-Ireland League game. And what a start. Last season's two big teams in the division going head to head. Let's hope for an entertaining spectacle in this Saturday afternoon. As the whistle goes and away we go for a new season. And there he is, the ever-present skipper McGann. Takes it. Great to see Sam Pym back involved. As Cassidy starts to use the backs early on. Wesley go from the off. Enterprising rugby. Good fast start. Cassidy once more. What rugby that is from the home side. Big dummy from Noonan. Pym back up to Cassidy and McGann. One more is needed. What a run in this could be, and what a start to the season. A big score. David Poff and Wesley absolutely flying early on. Hardly got a chance to catch my breath on Wesley. That is scintillating. What a way to pick up from last year. Inside the first minute of the new season, Poff pounces and delivers. No one was going to stop him, and he got in the corner. Well, Cassidy lines this up from the touchline as he takes one last look at the sticks. It's travelling. What a start. What a fine kick from the number 10. He's got gold in his boots early on.
What an amazing start by Wesley there, coast to coast. They went wide out on the tennis court side and then worked it back right across. Poff picking it up, going down the touchline, and a superb kick there by Ian Cassidy to convert at 10.
If you had wanted the perfect start all summer, Tom, that's exactly what you got.
Unbelievable start.
Fine kick from Deegan there, just steadying the ship. Stalky inside centre, can of course play outside centre. Him and James O'Donovan alternate throughout the season.
Stuart, it would not be a Wesley stream if the scoreboard didn't work at the very start of the game, but it's back now. Every year, every game, we just cannot seem to get it right for the start. So apologies, folks. As soon as night follows day, we're guaranteed that to happen.
So, first line out for Naas is Doyle. Finds his jumper. And Croak. Rawlinson back inside. Good lines of running.
Possibly a touch forward, but the referee says play on.
No, it's Naas' turn to throw their cards. But a wee sneaky knock on there. So Wesley up first phase tackling, that's good from them.
Yeah, very impressive line speed to start, Stuart. They're setting their line early and they're really getting into the next phases, making them to make that decision early. That was some of the criticisms leveled at Wesley last year. They were a little bit slow and deep, but this year they're really setting the mark out and great pace, getting off the line, getting into face and making the opposition make that decision.
As we see a shot of Keith Kavanagh there, a new recruit. So I'm sure there's a few nerves in for the scrum half. Mind you, he doesn't look too nervous there, spinning that ball. Let's hope for a big season from him. He's got a good platform. It's Kavanagh. Brings in his winger, O'Callaghan. Here's Pym once more to Malloy. Here's the danger man in Puff, but he stopped at source that time. As Kavanagh is back up, and Wesley have the advantage. Cassidy, ball out in front, but a slight misjudgment and a knock on, but again Wesley have the penalty. So it's going from strength to strength very early on, Tom, but this is exactly what their coaches' staff would have wanted.
Credit to the young front row as well. They held very firm there. That's a very young Wesley front row, but that was very, very held firm on that first coming of the game. Morgan will be impressed by that.
Yeah, it's a good point you pick up there on Tom, because I think in that first try, Harry Noonan was heavily involved in it. Certainly a front row member making the break.
Harry is fond of hanging out around the wing. He sees himself as a bit of a ball handling prop these days.
Of course, Hard coming in, Hard Noonan taking the place of Burns, who did such a fine job as he moves the passers new across the water. But Wesley getting this grunt and maul going. Noonan keeps it tight, and you wouldn't blame them, and now he breaks. Smart work from the hooker. Ball needs to be protected, just comes loose. Cassidy has a bit of a green bus in front of him, but he gets the ball back. As Wesley regroup, Kavanagh switches the short side, cut out ball, lovely hands from Puff.
Touch forward.
Just slightly forward, but bit of improvisation there from the left winger.
Great platform off the line of it again, Stewart. I think possibly moving a little bit too early. Howard maybe a little bit giddy early on, possibly should have stayed in. They were going forward, they had the players sucked in. Let's see what happens again, but again a great platform off set piece ball.
I'm still in shock, Tom, not going to lie. That first try was absolutely unbelievable.
Coast to coast stuff. You know, if you saw that in the URC, you'd be talking about it all week long. This is why you need to come out and watch AIL rugby. You're seeing great skills like that. It's wonderful. Guys just having a cut and attacking from anywhere. Great to see.
Pym leaves it to Kavanagh. Cassidy with the cutout ball and the short line from Malloy. Good ball presentation from the fullback. Cassidy once more. Kavanagh as O'Donovan running short lines. And the penalty comes to the visitors. What a time to get it.
Yeah.
In there, Leaching. A great turnover from the back row.
Yeah, Donovan just got himself a little bit isolated from his support there. I've been very impressed though with Kavanagh's passing off the base so far. He's looking to move it. It's very sharp, it's very crisp. Again, a new player in with Wesley this year. I haven't seen too much of him, if I'm being honest, but I've been impressed with what I've seen so far. But look, we're only 6 minutes of a season old, so we won't quite give him a crown just yet.
Croak launches that right boot at it. What a touch finder from him. Has a bit of wind there, but geez, there's a bit of siege gun on that right boot, eh, Tom, up to the halfway line.
Huge, huge. And again, you know, look, those who are familiar with playing here in Energia Park, that wind does move across the pitch to the tennis court side, so it does give you an extra 10-15 yards when it's blowing like it is today.
Right, he got his line out right early on, did Doyle. He goes again. Well worked. Lines of running are good, but the execution, that is just another knock on. So Johnny Murphy will be disappointed. That's a couple of early knock-ons from his team. Probably a few nerves and a few forced errors.
Yeah, but again, look at how flat they're looking to play it. That's 3 or 4 lines now where they're really looking to come on and run those hard lines. They want to ask questions of the old Wesley defence. And again, as we said last year, Wesley sat back a little bit in D, so that's the game plan that Johnny set up, is to try and exploit that. But with Wesley coming off so hard now, that's going to be a harder game plan to see. So let's see how they adjust over the next 15-20 minutes.
Quick word on Sam Pym, Tom. Great to have him back, isn't it?
Huge, huge. Look, you know, and again, we have a few Pims listening over in Sweden today, so we got to say hello to them. We know they're tuned in. But look, having Sam, a guy who carries like Sam can carry in the back row, it is an absolute, like, it's having an extra centre on the pitch.
Malloy stepping in at first receiver. Cassidy looks up. What a kick that is from the number 10. So controlled, everything about that was pretty damn good.
That's very smart play. He was surrounded, there wasn't really anything on, just put it in behind them and force the questions of Wesley. Sorry, force the questions of Naas, apologies. It's early season for the commentary team too, Stuart.
It's always early season for the commentary team, Tom. Not many guys can work a camera and do commentary, Tom, I'll give you that. As we wait on the 22. Good arrow. 3 from 3 from Conor Doyle.
Naas playing with advantage here.
As the kick comes through. Ronaldson on the chase. He doesn't quite regather it. We'll come back for the penalty. So another opportunity for Naas to get down into this Wesley half. Haven't seen the best of them yet, but I'm sure that will come. Coming here last April, getting that famous victory. 4 tries they got. They hung on in the end. So they can certainly play some pretty devastating rugby, the visitors.
And again, just on that penalty, we saw Sam Pym work around the outside to try and isolate the man at the back of the lineup. Got his timing just slightly wrong and was paying for it. But again, it's a good ploy to have when you're standing off. But again, timing just slightly off.
Indeed, Tom. Croke, of course, played in Australia with Randwick, also Portlaoise, and played New Zealand as well, so he's been everywhere. Playing his rugby journey as an ace number 10. Here come the big hitters on their number 8 in Ryan Casey. Good feet. Speaking of good feet, that's a front row forward doing a bit of dancing. Cawley to Croke. Few numbers here. But Stapleton, he's going to keep it tight. Good momentum. Murris Cleary picking angles and running hard. Good tackle from Owen Deegan. Smother tackle. Really good work. Low centre of gravity from the inside centre and a big turnover.
Yeah, but again, look, we have to speak of Naas here. Wesley, again, just the timing a little bit slower on that line speed, and Naas just stepping right in behind us. That is so, they're such a dangerous ball when they're playing that flat pass. They'll just take it on, they shift the body weight, and they move in behind you. Like, there's not many teams in this league that will do that. Now look, it's a great surface out there on the 4G in Donnybrook to do that type of game. It's wonderful.
So Tom, obviously Wesley will be the happier, especially in the coaching boxes, but you mentioned there Naas sort of feeding their way in and maybe running a few phases together and getting back in this.
Yeah, but again, right, Wesley are getting into great positions, but again, Morgan won't be happy with 2 spells in the 22 there. I'm not coming back with anything, you know. So things are good, but they're not perfect.
Cassidy gets it onto centre court there, the far side.
So let's see now if Wesley keep it in and look to go maul here again, or will they take it off the top and try and use the width?
Great to see a bit of family chat there between the two Noonans. Must be loving their time out there.
2 sets of brothers, of course, today, the Pyms and the Noonans.
Line out, not the cleanest, but still back in a white and red jersey. Sam Pym once more. Bit of a focal point so far. Naas shooting the line. Good defensive system. Wesley evade the tackler. Naas slowing that ball down, and they get their rewards. Bit of holding on. Naas win a good penalty right in the heart of the pitch. Be interesting what they do here.
Yeah, that's a big penalty from the win. You know, Ronaldson's definitely going to have a look here at this one to reduce the deficit. He's having a chat. Yeah, he's indicated he's going to go for it.
Don't get over 90 caps for Connacht for nothing. What a man to have in right in the centre midfield for Naas. Real class act.
I had the pleasure of working on him many years ago with the Leinster under-19s, and you know, he was a 10 for a stand, and a great player.
Now, if I'm right, he's the director of rugby.
He is
Wesley,
indeed,
correct?
and of Naas, of course, and I believe his dad is president out there as well this year. So the Ronaldsons are controlling the show out in Naas.
Let's see how he fares. The inside centre certainly shouldn't have a problem with the distance. No, but the accuracy does let him down, so he'll be disappointed with that. Just couldn't quite control the wind. But just shows if Wesley do give away penalties inside their own half, they are very kickable to the Naas 12, and if not, their number 10 as well. Back to the Wesley number 10 in Cassidy. As he drills that low to Colley. It's an interesting kick, and a fine one at that from Croak. There you go, the first 50-22 of the season comes away to the Naas and their talented number 10, Brian Croak.
So I think Naas will go full here, and they'll probably look to maul it, I would imagine. And as I say that, they're going short.
Interesting there, they had given the 50-22, but they've just changed that round.
I think he was just inside the halfway. And we've word coming in, inside the first 10 minutes, there's 5 tries up in Estonians. Cracking game, it sounds like.
Sure, Tom, always said if you go north, there's plenty of scores, eh? It's good to hear seeing Estonians back up in the big time. See how they get on this season. Took them a while to get back up as Wesley and Cassidy puts the dink through. Tommy O'Callaghan coming in off his wing. Look at this, glorious to watch from the home side, kicking at the right time and playing good rugby. It was a shot to nothing, and again a long advantage.
Long advantage play there, Stuart, I think, to be fair.
Yeah, Cian Davison just goes back for that, saying that he's let the game flow early on, Tom.
Yeah.
Fair play to the young referee.
Ulster Branch, I believe he's from Stuart, is that correct?
But I'll leave that to Mr. Alan Lewis to come back and comment on referees, Tom.
Oh no, I will never do that. It's good to see an Ulster referee down here today, and they're moving around the country.
So if you're just tuning in, one try to the good for Wesley. David Poff, and what a try it was. The clock wasn't working, but I'm going to guess it was inside the minute. If not, it was very close and just after it. What a start. This disruption comes at the line out. It's back in a green and white jersey. Will O'Brien getting over the gain line. As Croak looks for options, probably not his best pass. First real sight of Conroy. Pumps the legs. Not exactly where he would want to get the ball on the back foot, but he does well. Does a lively full-back. Now his team and his front row forwards get it back. Ronaldson skips through the gap. That's brilliant work from the inside centre. Has options to his scrum half. That's a big collision. Poff, I think that was, coming in, and he had to make the tackle. Still there for Naas. As the offload comes, Conroy. So Wesley on the back foot. Lines of running from Naas have been excellent. Colley once more to Croak. Flicks it off the right hand. Colley just scooping it out. Croak steps inside. Good rugby from the visitors. O'Brien puts the head down. 5 metres short. As their big number 8 has a crack at it, Casey. Where's that ball come? Thought it was going to come back on the Wesley side. But it's Naas that win the penalty. It's good phases from Naas. Backs and forwards alike. Keeping the ball alive. And Croak and Colley pulling a few strings there.
Well, it's really has been end-to-end stuff here again. Wesley discipline just a little bit under pressure, giving away that penalty. It's going to be interesting to see what Naas choose to do here, Stuart. You would probably think that they may go back and take their 3 points here. If not, they're definitely going to the corner. They won't be tapping from this area.
Yeah, they have, but to be fair to Wesley, they've kept on their guard the last 5-10 minutes. You obviously can't have the ball the whole time, and defensively they've got to get it right. At the moment, they've done well.
Yeah, they have, and look, you see how dangerous Naas are. The minute they get in behind, they will just absolutely cut you. Scrum. Interesting call here from the penalty.
You're right, they will cut you, of course. Tries in that playoff. Sam Cahill coming in off his wing. I remember that one vividly, and a number of the other before they got strike runners. So as you say, Tom, very dangerous and real live wires.
Yeah, greetings folks here from sunny Energia Park in Dublin 4. We have a Naas scrum just 5 metres out from the Wesley line as I speak. Wesley of course leading 7-0 after a try by David Poff inside the opening minute, converted by Ian Cassidy. This game has been end-to-end stuff so far. Look, it is the rivalry game of the round, and it's definitely lived up to that billing in the first 20 minutes. It is, but to be fair, there's 5 or 6 changes on both sides from last year, so it's a real kind of almost feel out and see how both teams are to start the year. And with that, Wesley have just given away a scrum penalty 5 metres from the line here, so it's going to be interesting to see if Naas off the scrum again. Wesley, of course, with a very young front row here today, so Naas looking to stamp their dominance with a very, very experienced back. 7-0, yeah, that's correct. And I'm going to leave you there, folks, as I'm about to go back onto the live stream commentary. Of course, thanks to Permanent TSB for our Permanent TSB live stream today. Now, Stuart, I'm back. Sorry about that. We had to dial in there to Soccer Saturday with the AIL around the grounds.
Yeah, good to see you plugging sponsors, Tom. Left, right, and centre. Never change, never change. So
we're always open to new sponsors as well, Stuart, if anybody wants to get in touch. Huge shunt coming here.
Is indeed. Big scrum from Naas. Just deciding what to do. They go themselves. Big number 8, Ryan Casey. Picked and went. No one was going to stop him. And they're back at it, Naas. Fine score from the base of the scrum.
Yeah, fine pick and go there by the 8, and again going around the long way, stepping inside the back row and just reaching out to get it. That is a very well taken score. It might look easy, but that is a very well taken score.
Yeah, the control at the brace of the scrum was a joy to watch. As you say, Tom, made it look very easy, but I'm sure
that's not easy to pick, go around the corner, straighten yourself, and then step back inside. That's an incredible score by the 8.
Exactly, as you say, especially against a scrum that was wheeling. But in the end, their dominance told. Rawson lines up his second kick of the afternoon. That left foot delivers this time. got the radar back. Does Craig Rawlson, and he'll be happy with that, especially seeing his team back at 7-all. So Wesley with the early ascendancy. They were never going to lie down for long, Naas, and sure enough they're back in it. As Wesley coaches instruct a few orders. Pym catching that on the second time of asking, does ever so well. Sam Pym, lovely hands from Noonan, like a number 10. Kavanagh, Cassidy, Deegan, just with the fend, gets the extra yards.
Interesting to see Naas now playing a 13 shooter to try and cut out that long pass by Wesley.
First time seeing Will Fay. So Donovan tries something a wee bit out of the ordinary. It's too far. That's okay. Another chance really for Wesley to come back and control themselves. Be interesting what Ian Cassidy and his troops do here. You know, there is 3 points there, but will they stick it deep into that corner and get that maul going? What do you reckon, Tom?
He's having a look, he's checking the wind. I don't think he fancies it again. He's into a bit of a breeze into his face here, so he's going to the corner. Good call. And again, last line out was disrupted at the front. Noonan's got to get the arrow right here, and I do back the Wesley maul if we can secure.
Good from Cassidy, of course, educated at the college, not Wesley, Leinster Schools and under-19s. Former club captain. Also played a bit in San Diego.
Yeah, he's in his 3rd season back from the US with us.
So hard Noonan. Tries to look for Sam Pym. Goes a bit squiff.
Yeah, look,
that's an opportunity lost, I suppose, Tom.
Yeah, that's a let off for Naas right there.
Cawley to Ronaldson. That's good into the wind. Of course, Naas playing into a wee bit of a gale here, not too much.
Well, actually, Stuart, the wind is actually at Naas's back here, so Stuart Ronaldson is using it to the best of his ability to get those extra yards. But again, you have to be very, very careful here because it does swirl a little bit, so it can push it out if you try to be too clever.
Interesting. I was sure they were into it, Tom, for a couple of minutes, but obviously
yeah,
it's done a bit of swirling, has it?
It's a microclimate here in Dublin 4, Stuart.
Microclimate and a micro bubble.
Great steal at the front by Wesley.
And they're back on the ascendancy. Again, Sam Kenny that time. Great distributors, both props. Cassidy. James O'Donovan coming out of his way and running short. This time it's hard Noonan, a wee bit isolated. Pym uses the big feet on the offload, probably forced that, but still coming on the right side. Noonan to O'Donovan. Good hands with not much space. Pym's everywhere. Tries to take the defenders with him before he gets the pass out the back. Ian McGann. Cassidy once more with the flat ball. Kavanagh inside ball to Malloy. The hot stepper. Oh my goodness. He's back at it again so early on in the season. Alex Malloy. Great feat and a fine second score for Wesley.
You will not stop Alex Malloy once he gets in behind like that, and if he's one-on-one, he is definitely going to get out of it. And again, we spoke about it. Naas were playing that shooter, Wesley readjusted and are finding the way back inside by the pull-in. Great way to beat the shooter, great readjustment and play by Wesley. Very, very smart play.
We bigged him up early on, Tom. And he always seems to get a try anyway, does Alex Malloy. And you can see he just left. That may have been their fullback, I couldn't quite see. But he left him for absolute dead there, didn't he?
He did, but he even stepped a little bit late. And he still managed to step out of it. He's just such a strong stepper of the ball. But look, I know we bigged him up, but his reputation does deserve it.
You're right, of course. Played his rugby before Wesley at Water Park. It's also at UCC, Tom.
Indeed.
And now he seems to be loving his life down in Dublin. I'm not quite sure, but he may have been in the summer with Leinster. I'm not sure if that is true, but I know they're definitely having a look at him.
Yeah, and he was involved in that Energia selection game at the end of the year as well, you know.
Very long as Deegan seems to be the man. Be the receiver on those restarts so far. Croak drops that late onto the boot. And Tess. Wesley tries scoring. Here's Malloy. Don't give him a second invitation to attack. Oh, and that was a big chance. If Josh O'Hare had caught that, it just slipped through his grasp. Couple of cries for the corner. Naas happy to keep ball alive. They have numbers. Conroy slides that in behind, but it's too far from Donald Conroy. We'll restart with a Wesley scrum. So a wee bit helter-skelter here. Both sides, I'm sure, have a few deep breaths inside this half an hour. It's been a good half of rugby, Tom.
Yeah, great rugby to start. You know, again, Malloy with a long kick there, but as I said, that breeze is deceptive here, and Wesley had held it up, kept it in play. And just, you were so right. How unlucky was that? If Josh Malloy had let that stick, I feared Wesley would have went down the line.
So good attacking possession for the hosts. You can just see first try scorer for Wesley, David Poff, hanging just short of Cassidy. Be interesting what Wesley do off this first phase. They'll need to get the ball first.
Yeah,
as Cian Davison resets his scrum.
Sorry, very interesting to see where David Poff is shaping up here. Again, we could be looking to fix in the D to go wide as a decoy there.
If he does come round, it will create the extra man, Tom, as you say, so will be interesting.
Indeed, folks, here comes the hot stepper Alex Malloy again, getting in behind the Naas defence and stepping full back to score under the posts, converted by Ian Cassidy. You know, this is a lively game here. Wesley now extending the lead 14 points to 7 after Naas had scored a wonderful try off of the scrum at 5 metres. The 8 stepped, went the long way around, stepped back inside to score and bring it 7-all. But again, as I said, Malloy extends it 14-7, and with that you can hear the Naas fans cheering as they've won a penalty with Wesley on the attack.
Again, Naas are just winning the battle at the breakdown.
Yeah, again, Wesley are getting in behind them and just slightly extending themselves from the support. That is one of the problems with looking to go wide so early. You've got to be very careful that your support are there.
So, 8 minutes to go before the first half. Comes to a close. Plenty of rugby to play for. As Doyle tries to go for the tail. But Noonan pounces on that. And then he's repelled. Tackle from Croak. Time and time again, Wesley going out the back. That end over end ball to Poff. Tries to kick into second gear. Ronaldson makes the tackle and he's told to release. Deegan just making sure that ball's secure with the clean out.
Great carry there by Kenny.
Yeah, been impressed with Kenny. As for Pym, tries to go out the back door again, but this time keeps it secure. Cassidy, cut out ball. Here is O'Callaghan. Will he get the bounce? No, he won't. You know who will? Naas winger.
Great turnover by Wesley. Fay, Will Fay in with the tackle and the steal.
Great work from Fay. I think it actually was the Naas fullback in the end that made that wee break. Donald Conroy. But it was Will Fay in like a thief in the night. Bit of argy-bargy. James O'Donovan.
Just a little welcome to the parish.
Conroy just been told to launch this to the corner, and he duly delivers, and there's a bit of chasing going on. Andrew Osborne, let's see what Malloy decides to do. Clears his lines, wasn't the most orthodox of kicks, but he finds touch, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, very clever kick there by Naas, looking that Malloy was caught all the far side of the pitch, making him come all the way across, and I think it was young Osborne chasing down there. Very, very clever kick by Naas.
Yeah, Andrew Osborne, of course, played in a couple of A matches recently, and his brother Jamie in South Africa at the moment.
A great rugby family, and of course his dad a good Bective Ranger back in the day as well. But yeah, the Osbornes have come through that Leinster underage clubs pathway, and they're doing very well for Naas, and then moving on to much bigger and better things.
Definitely. They are indeed, as you say. His brother has played a number of times for Leinster as well. Even at the start of the season, outside centre against Zebra as the water break comes on. Must be interesting start of the season, a few tired bodies already, Tom.
I was just about to say, Stuart, the tempo that this game has been played at, and we're 5 minutes away from half time already. The last 10-15 minutes are going to be quite interesting here, just to see who is the fitter team here, because again, it's been played at an absolutely professional pace.
And I'm probably going to curse it now, but there hasn't been too many mistakes, you know, for the start of it. There's been a few.
You've just gone and done it, Stuart, haven't you? You've just gone and done it. No, but you're right.
You know.
The skill set's been very, very high. I've been incredibly impressed by it.
Connor Doyle. What are his darts like once more? He's missed a couple, and he's found that man Howard Noonan on both occasions. Bit of hands there. Not going to get away with that, I don't think.
I think this might be against Wesley for playing it off the ground in the ruck. But again, that's the second overthrow there by Naas. That Wesley movement in the line is really forced him to the back, and it is just going over the tail. Referee might be having a chat here, is he?
You can only laugh at that if there's hands in the ruck. Say you get away with that, Tom.
Well, you see, I played in a generation where if you put your hand in, somebody was allowed to actually give it a little bit of a shoe. So you had to think twice before your hand went in. Those days are gone. You miss it. That's how young fellas got taught where not to put their hands. It's going to be a Wesley penalty here, I believe.
Yes, Paul Monaghan just gathers his troops in there. Obviously he's not too happy with the discipline. Now there's a referee, but we play on here. Look at this from Cassidy. Wesley, can they pounce on that? Oh, that was so close, and you could see Tommy O'Callaghan, the hands over the head. He thought he was in.
Very clever play, just alert. Naas jogging back, trying to expose them. That's a bit of ambition. You love to see that in a game like this.
O'Callaghan thought Christmas had come early there, but the bounce of the ball just beat him.
But again, it's a penalty, so we'll still take the line out. Nothing to lose there.
Yeah, great vision from Cassidy. Not allowing the defence to set. Now, back to the big men. As Noonan gets his mitts on that and joins the back of the pack as they move slowly. Now they go. O'Donovan says he's had enough, puts the head down. Kavanagh
offside there by Naas.
Take his time, does well, prods the fringes, nearly the intercept. As Poff looks to go quickly. We will just see, was that deliberate? The referee agrees with you, Tom. And there you go, just before half time, Andrew Osborne will get 10 minutes in the bin. So Naas down to 14. He can't believe it. probably the right call, Tom.
It was. He went for it. Look, you have to absolutely secure it. That's the risk you go for in these 50-50s. You know, it's a fair call, and we need to be careful here. Remember what happened with yellow cards the last time this team played.
I leave you to comment on that, Tom. So I get back to the action.
You can see, look, it's a 50-50 ball. He lost it. Rule of play is you're going off. That's how it is. Naas fans, I can understand why they're upset. You know, I'd be upset if it was a Wesley decision, but look, referee's playing the letter of the law.
Cassidy puts that deep into the Naas 22, and he'll be knowing as well as his front row and his pack how big an opportunity this is to get their third score and a wee bit more breathing space between the two sides.
Put pressure on Howard Noonan here. The last two lineouts have gone astray in this situation.
Not this time. Fair play to Howard Noonan, and they get their rumble. And this white and red bus is going all the way, you would think. Noonan on the end of it. Oh my goodness, what a try that is. Wesley keeping it tight and getting the just desserts with that score. Third try before half time.
We asked questions of Noonan. He answered a great throw. Great collection in the middle there by the captain, Ganzi, and a great maul. The minute Ganzi was down, they got moving. They didn't give Naas a chance to set and react. And again, it's so hard when you're going downhill with a maul like that, and they just got you on that step. It's so hard to stop it legitimately nowadays. Great score, well taken by Noonan as well at the back. Stayed in this time, didn't panic, let the lads ahead do the work, and then fell over the line.
So, a big try before half time. All about the Wesley front eight. Well-oiled machine. And a big chance to open up the gap to 21 points to 7. Lovely fade from Cassidy. He's kicked so well, and that'll be that at half time. Wesley in control, and you can see the clap of the hand from the number 10. He'll be a happy man, but there's plenty of rugby, if we know it in the past, between these two sides left. But at the moment, it's Wesley 3 tries to 1 in front.
Yeah, look, it's been an exciting first half, Stuart. What we'll do is we'll take a break, grab a coffee, we'll hear from our sponsors, and we'll be back with you in a moment.
Oh, a bit colder today. Oh, come on. I shouldn't have eaten so late. Oh, I'd love a dog. When we get our own place, and we'll need a garden, I hope we've saved enough.
There may be a lot running through your mind right now, but when it comes to buying your home, we believe in permanent support. That's why, as well as guiding you through your application, our dedicated team will be working hard to give you mortgage credit approval in 72 hours. And when you do find the one, we'll be there every step of the way. That's permanent support. Start your journey home with us today.
Your next move matters, so why not move better? Start your move to permanent TSB today. Apply in-app for our award-winning current account and visit our Moving Bank online hub to guide you through the next steps. If you're ready to move, we're ready for you. So don't just move bank, move better. Choose permanent TSB.
Welcome back, folks, here for the permanent TSB live stream for today's AIL Division 1B game between Old Wesley and Naas. Of course, Wesley now opening up a 21 points to 7 lead over Naas at the end of the first half. But again, it's been an incredibly exciting game of rugby so far, with both teams playing at a phenomenal tempo, and I don't know how they're going to keep this up for the second half. But again, it's important to remember for those just joining us, Naas will be starting the second half for the first 8 minutes, down to 14 men. Andrew Osborne receiving a yellow card there 2 minutes from the end as Naas tried to go for an intercept, but it just didn't quite work out. Again, we got to say we've got viewers all over today. We've got some viewers down in Australia, Sweden, Spain, the UK. I'm sure some of our former players over in London, Burnsy and Chaz O'Regan and those are tuning in. So how are you, lads? I hope you're staying well over there. And I hope the current Sterling situation isn't really affecting your decision to go work in the UK too hard, boys.
No comment on that, Tom. Was that a jibe at me as well, or what?
No, Stuart.
Yeah,
not at all. Not at all. Would I do anything like that? No. Look, it's been an exciting first half here, right? End-to-end stuff.
Yeah, it's been really good. I been impressed actually with both teams, but particularly Wesley's decision making. Actually, I say it every week, I'm a big fan of Ian Cassidy. Maybe it's every game I see at 10 that he plays well. I know he obviously first and foremost is a 9, but even today again, his decision making, you saw there a penalty incident where he tapped and went. You know, he's always looking to try things as well.
Look, Cassidy's been on this, in or around this first team for well over 10 years now. He's an experienced player. You know, again, former 9, he's used to looking up, he's used to looking around him, his peripheral vision is good. Former club captain. You know, he's not going to make anything that risk levels are too high. He's, you know, very, very clever player. But again, what's really impressed me from Naas is they're looking to play the ball absolutely bang flat on the gain line and really, really get in behind Wesley, and that's been very impressive. And Wesley's D have been very impressive. They're getting off it. A couple of times when the line speed dropped a little, Naas got in behind. Oh, excuse me. That's how dangerous they are.
Yeah, they definitely are. And then, as I've mentioned, there's Everett Craig Rawlinson with the left boot, and Croak as well. He's been tactically very good. It's great to see Alex Malloy there showing what he's all about, as usual, as he pensively walks there, just comes back in. You wouldn't be surprised if, especially as the sun comes down, he has a big part to play in the second half as well, Tom.
Yeah, you've actually made a very interesting point there, Stuart. That low setting sun now is going to be in Naas's eyes, and the wind is at Wesley's back. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Cassidy uses this in the second half. It doesn't look to be any substitutions on either side so far. So we're set for the second half to start here. And again, as we said, for the first 8 minutes, Naas will be with 14 players.
As the man who's kicked everything so far, in Cassidy, gets us back underway. In the second 40, as Cawley sets the tone. Couple early pop passes. A loud blast of the whistle from Keenan Davison. First penalty of the half. Goes to the green and white shirts. That's Rawlinson. Like he's done all 40 minutes so far. Step up and ladder this ball with the left peg. As he gets it in to the Wesley half.
While we wait for this line out, Stuart, I must say hello to a good friend of mine who's watching out in Naas today, Pat Keena. I know he's cheering on Naas from home. So how are you, Pat? Shame I couldn't see you for no beer today, but we'll catch you next time.
So let's see if Doyle can get his act together. That line out time. Yes, they do. The second row does ever well to get that back. As Will O'Brien comes on the crash ball. Cawley goes in behind to Croak. Conroy pretty much had a defender straight on top of him. Adam Coyle tries for a barnstorming run. O'Brien, man and ball. Industrious as ever from O'Brien. Wesley up. Pym. Rubin that time, trying to stop it. Tight spaces here for Naas. Their number 8 there. We saw how good he was from the base with that early try, Casey. Ronaldson. Big tackle from Deegan. Ronaldson back on the loop. Sam Pym.
Yes,
smart
penalty
play.
coming here.
Picked this moment. He gets a pat in the back, and no wonder he even looked at the referee saying, I'm going to turn this ball over. And he did just that.
Great turnover, great tackle. But again, Naas are playing a little bit narrow. At times they're playing between almost playing between the 5s and the 15s. They're not looking to stretch that Wesley G out. But again, look, they are a man down, so that's probably one of the reasons for that. Just as I started talking, I remembered, no, Tom, there's a winger in the bin.
Fair point, fair point. I'll just pretend you never said that, Tommy. But you
I'll own up
retracted,
to my
fair
own
play to you.
mistakes. Again, you can see Doyle getting that last Naas line out right. That'll be huge. And we've got a Naas substitution here, 21 for 9.
Yeah, Henry Smith, new man. Played for South in Australia.
And 18 for 6.
So it'd be good to see a live wire of a 9. He plays rugby in Sydney. Now he's here at Donnybrook. And also Killian Dempsey. Prop making his way onto the pitch. See what he can do at scrum time. As Wesley get this devastating maul going again. And what they did in the first looks to be the same. But Kavanagh picks up the bouncing ball. O'Donovan. Noonan has to step and go inside. Naas look to be on top of that. And as soon as one team gets a turnover, so does another.
That's one of those things you could see it coming. I saw him getting isolated. There was 3 men around him. Just a wrong decision there by Howard Noonan. You're never gonna win that battle when you're going into 3 men that close. Turnover is just such a high risk.
Is indeed, and former Leinster under-19s man Jack Barry getting good position from the prop, got low, and he wasn't going to be pushed out of the way. Sure, he wasn't.
No, you can let somebody else make the tackle. You just get in on that jackal, and that's it. Look, Howard's a young player. It's only his 2nd year in senior rugby. He'll learn going forward. But again, best on having a little tip on or bring some support with you there. That'll be one of the ones I think Morgan might have a chat with him during the week about. Little video nasty.
Yeah, I'd say you can see there Morgan down there. I'd say he'd be a happy man. Mightn't give it away at the moment, but the first 45 minutes, what do you think?
Look, Stuart, you know how many times Naas and Wesley play each other. Like, the game is not done till the ball is in the dressing room with the referee. You know, it's anything can happen here. Tries can come very, very quickly.
Yep, definitely. So he'll be happy with the first 45, but of course 35 to go. And this Naas team can strike for anywhere. You go to the tail. Very well done from Doyle and his team. And they go through the heart of Wesley. Cahill has to act at 9, but he's not going to get another opportunity. There's another turnover. It's a big moment again. You know, he thought Naas were getting out of trouble. And who's that there? Josh O'Hare, was it?
Yeah, Josh O'Hare in on Adam Coyle, 2 former Leinster under-20s, under-19s, under-18s. Going after each other there. Coyler again just got himself a little bit isolated. Josh O'Hare straight in on Jackal. So we have a penalty coming up, and Cassidy has indicated now again he's got that wind at his back here. So now he's indicating for these just to extend out that lead. Very smart decision from a tricky penalty, but kickable.
Yeah, as you say, very kickable. And I can confirm the wind is with Wesley now, Tom. You are correct. So
I saw you ringing Met Éireann there looking for the farmers forecast at half time. That was a wise decision, Stuart.
yep, you're right. Straight on to the weatherman.
Yeah, he's about just under 15.
So Cassidy about to let fly. That looks good. Has it sailed just wide in the end, but what a strike that was.
Great strike, again, great angle, but again the breeze just took it and it sailed no more than a foot wide of the posts. Very unlucky.
More changes for the visitors. Mark McDermott, former Galway Corinthians player, and also they're back up to 15 as Andrew Osborne. Where he takes himself to the pitch. Here's Malloy. O'Donovan. Not sure about that, but still allowed to play on.
Offside.
Another easy penalty given away from Naas. Johnny Murphy won't be happy with that.
Free play here for Wesley. Calls of crossing there from the Naas line, but I actually thought that was a one-handed little yo-yo pass. Again, Jod showing his 7 skills. Of course, the 7th international for Ireland. O'Donovan with Pim.
Yeah, it was hard to see, but if it was that, very good. If not, he got away with it, but we will see that later on the tape. But in the end,
that's a super kick by Cassidy.
yeah, just prodded that down this right-hand touchline. Has Ian Cassidy. So we saw a couple of minutes ago this mall pick up some engine and some steam, and the ball just slipped out. It'd be interesting if the line out.
Yeah, you'd have to see them going again. It's worked so well from so far today. Secure ball and then get the truck moving downhill.
Noonan, like a well-oiled machine, and he gets it back, trying to get the peel going. But Naas, this time, do get it right. Patrick O'Flaherty stopping it at source. Keith Kavanagh just being heckled there. Here he is. Cassidy looks wide to Ruben Pym. Of course, those Pyms so vital in this Wesley team. Cassidy to Deegan. Here's Puff. Looks to put the boot on it because there's not too much coming there. So that's smart play from David Puff.
Yeah, shepherded into touch there by Naas. But again, Wesley just looking to move it wide. I think they're probably not a little bit more depth is what they need on it. Naas are getting off the line, they're getting up, they're disrupting. Wesley needs to just drop that little bit more depth, and again look to try and get Malloy maybe in a little bit of space on the outside with Tommy O'Callaghan or with Poffy, and that's when they've got a real opportunity to start going deep. Interesting to see Naas set up with the winger very, very wide here, and Jod has not picked them up.
Yeah, a bit of space. They need to get their line out right, and they haven't, as Noonan picks up the pieces. Will Fay trying his best. They're going to keep it tight just at the moment. Pym the decoy. Now he goes in as the ruck inspector. Will O'Brien told to get away from it. And Wesley on the charge. Kavanagh to Cassidy. It is wide. It's not his greatest ball. Not sure he needed to do that, as O'Callaghan is forced back. Kavanagh tries something different. Is the ball going to work favourably for Wesley? Referee says there's a wee knock on.
there was a little bit of everything going on in that last phase of play, I think, Stuart.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what was going on. There was a bit helter-skelter all over the place.
There was a couple of players holding each other down off the ball. There was just a bit handbaggy stuff, you know. But again, great discipline there. No players reacting to it. Nobody wants to give away a silly penalty. And it was just a bit of jouet by the referee. They played on. Good, smart refereeing there. Not reacting to the sideline, not reacting to the fans. But there was most definitely two sides at it. So, Naas with a lot of subs on in this pack now, so it'll be interesting to see how this Wesley scrum goes.
You can see there is that Will Fay going on the blindside flank.
Yeah, it is indeed.
Of course, can play second row and back row, obviously.
Yeah, and you look to see Josh O'Hare now getting off the back row quite quickly and getting down that 10-12 channel.
Educated at CBS Monkstown. Fay. Speaking of back rows, Casey runs straight over Cassidy. Croak. Mark McDermott trying to elude the Wesley tackler. Henry Smith just asking, where is Packard? O'Brien. Not going too far at the moment.
Wesley with a turnover here, Stuart.
It's not legal
Deemed
though.
illegal.
Yeah, I thought it did come out there too quickly, Tom. There must have been a few mitts involved.
I wouldn't mind seeing that Casey pick again. Look, he picked incredibly well and great pace off the back. But when he stepped into Cassidy, I think that forearm may have been up a little bit. And again, in the pro game, referees are very hot on that these days. I wouldn't mind seeing it again, but hey, look, play on. No harm, no foul, as I say in ice hockey.
Yeah, as we see a shot there. Is it Don McLean coming on?
Don McLean coming on. It looks like Fay, who's down, getting a little bit of treatment.
So,
McLean,
big 30 minutes or so for McLean.
Yeah, new in to the club this year from Norths in Sydney. We know some of his folks are staying up watching this over there, so hello to them. We hope you're enjoying it so far, and I'm sure we'll see you over here for a pint of the black stuff at some phase during the season.
Yeah, seems to have settled in rightly. So good on him. Sure he'll enjoy his time in Dublin. Particularly if Wesley are winning. Plenty to go at the moment. Smith trying to inject a bit of pace. And they swing it the opposite way. Croak, ball out in front to Andrew Osborne. Haven't seen too much of Osborne since he got that yellow card. Again, it's a wee bit scrappy. I mentioned about no mistakes, Tom, but in this second half there's been quite a few.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Stuart, it's a little bit frantic. It's I don't know whether Naas are really pushing hard to get back into this game, or Wesley just seem a little bit nervous with their lead. I'm not sure. It just seems a little bit frantic. And again, when Wesley turn over, you hear the calls from the sideline of loosen, as in don't get too tight in your G, and no penalties. Because again, Wesley know, or backing themselves, that they can keep Naas contained in their own half.
I think Keon Davison just wants a word with a few skippers there, don't they, Tom, and just get this settled.
Yeah. Look, it's been played with incredible discipline so far today, and he just wants to see it continue this way. So it's great. There's a couple of bits of treatment going on. Good time to pull in both captains, have a little chat and say, lads, come on, we've had a great game so far. Let's knock it off and let's finish strong and have an enjoyable game here.
Must just say, Tom, great crowd, great to see. Live rugby is obviously back, but club rugby as well. Yeah, AIL seems to be well supported, and it's only going from strength to strength. But if I look left and right, plenty of fans in here.
Yeah, probably 400 or 500 maybe here today, which is good. You know, I might have expected a couple more, just with it being the derby game it is, but I suppose it is the first day of the year and people are just starting to get into their AIL rhythm, right? So I thought it was a Naas knock-on we'd be starting with here, no?
I think they went back for the early infringement, Tom, which was one before. So a couple of players coming from the other side of the world in Australia on both teams to play their club rugby. It's the advantage of the game that we all enjoy so much and play anywhere. Smith
looking to get a penalty here off the
leads it
scrum.
for his pack. They did have the ascendancy. Stopped. O'Brien acts at scrum half. Croak and Ronaldson. Really, they go to Stapleton. Croak to Osborne. Trying to get more and more involved.
Turnover by Wesley here. Osborne looking to play it out the back door, but it was intercepted by Wesley.
Yeah, big turnover from Wesley. Getting their hands in amongst it. And Pym picks up, gets his second engine going. Osborne's got to be careful, of course, he's already been booked. And he got a yellow card.
That could run all the way out. No.
Just try and kick there with substance, but Malloy, don't often see him not counter. That time probably does the right thing. Croak.
There's nobody deep for Naas here. Wesley spotted. Now they've gone 3 deep.
Cassidy happy to take the sting out of this and get his pack behind him. He realises, looks at the scoreboard, says we're 2 tries to the good. Let's just relax and get a bit of composure.
But again, you talk about Malloy would normally counter. Wesley are 2 scores up here. It's smart play by Malloy. He doesn't want to overextend himself, get himself isolated. He's got a big boot, so he's happy to use that too. Smart play by Wesley.
Yeah, and the kick has a bit of interest there from Cassidy. Up right on the halfway line. Of course, Wesley winning the regular fixture last year in the league. 29 points to 19. And as mentioned, Naas getting the better of them in the playoff. So it's always nip and tuck between the 2 teams. Kavanagh. Here's the Australian in McLean. His first carry. Cassidy.
Smart play by Cassidy there.
Yeah, just took his time, decided nothing was on. It's hard Noonan. Goes round the side. Malloy, not exactly where you want Alex Malloy. Plenty of traffic around him. Kavanagh goes to the Sunshine in South Dublin. Andrew Osborne. A couple of bodies round him. And he's not going to get away with that. Brilliant defensive set from Wesley. Must have been 2 or 3 boys in there, and Osborne was never.
We're gone, Stuart. Quick tap and go.
And they hit them where it hurts. Pym gets through the tackle. Still going. What a finish that is. Ruben Pym. You thought he was going to get stopped, but the power and the leg drive, and they go in for the bonus point try. Ruben Pym.
And again, to your chat earlier on, Stuart, Cassidy looking up. Naas turning around. They gave away the penalty. They were getting back, thinking what's going to happen here. Possibly a line out. Tapped went into Pym. And Pym takes it 30 yards to score. Very hard to stop a big man like that out wide one-on-one.
So abrasive is Ruben Pym. And the quick thinking, we saw it in the first half, didn't quite come off. But the next time, the tap and go, smart play, caught Naas off guard. What do they say? Don't turn your back.
Yeah.
Wesley spotted that. And Pym, leg drive through the tackle, gets over the line.
Great play by Wesley, and again, just happy to defend Naas. Just go, okay guys, we're going to set here, we're not going to overcommit to hooks, we're going to spread out, we're going to get offline, we're going to tackle, we're going to tackle, we're going to tackle, and then when the time is right, we'll go for the jackal. Very, very disciplined defence by Wesley. They have to be commended for that so far today.
Cassidy, where is that going? Just misses. Hasn't put a foot wrong, really. Cassidy. And that one just slides by, but still 26 point to 7. No, I'm not going to say too much because I've seen games like this rather close to harm turn on an instant. But at the moment you would say Wesley are very much in control. Owen Deegan collector, as they call him here. Always seems to be in the end of restarts. For our first AIL game for Old Wesley. It's not a bad start this season. I was about to say Keith Kavanagh has had a good first half, or a good game in total, but he just got charged down there, Tom.
Yeah, look, and again, a little bit unlucky there by Tommy not to gather it, but again, possibly a little bit lazy, laboured on his kick, you know.
So if they are to get back in this, you would think they have to score next and pretty quick. 18 minutes or so to go.
Yeah, hi folks, Stuart. We're joined here by the folks on the Twitter stream here. Wesley have just extended their lead here in Donnybrook to 26 points to 7. A Ruben Pym try. Wesley, of course, had a penalty on the halfway. Quick tap by Ian Cassidy. Out to Ruben Pym on the wing, and Pym went in the corner score. Wesley lead 26 points to 7, but Naas are now on the Wesley 5, attacking hard.
So Naas coming round the corner and keeping it tight. Referee has said there's a knock on there. Was that deliberate?
Hands were going up, to be fair. He almost got it, and he almost got away with it. The Naas fans aren't happy, but to be fair, his hands were low and they were moving up.
As you say, a few Naas fans not too happy with that call, particularly in that first half. We saw Andre Osborne go to the bin.
Yeah, and again, for those watching at home, the difference there was Osborne's hands were above his head, moving forward, whereas Malloy's hands were low, trying to gather it up. Again, as long as your hands are moving upwards, you should be able to stay in the park. But if they're high and moving down, that will always be a yellow, by the letter of the law. See, we'd need Louis here to really tell us what was going on, rather than those two bluffers.
That's why I never comment on that, Tom. I'll let you do that.
Let me put myself out to dry, Stuart.
Smith leaves it to his number 8 in Casey. Saw how good he was earlier from the base, and he's at it again. Smith, who's the big man. Dempsey, he's a bit high. O'Brien leaves it to his 9. And I think they're over. It's going to be close. The referee says held up.
Oh, I would feel a little bit aggrieved if I was a Naas fan there. I thought he possibly got it down. Referee was not in a great position to see it though.
Looks like it was David Poff doing his defensive shift there, and if that's him, that's a big moment, you know, Tom. If Naas get over this try line right there, it's game on, very much so. And of course, with the new rules, it is a goal line restart.
Exactly, and again, Cassidy, I'm sure, will go for as long as he can here and use as much of the wind behind his back. Possibly push it to the tennis court side, which is the opposite side to where we are, Stuart. He'll look for length and he'll push it to that side.
Does exactly what you say, Tom. Rawlson, centre pitch. I shouldn't say, I beg your pardon, that's not Rawlson, that's Mark McDermott. Both similar in stature. Smith, been impressed by the Australian. In the white boots, good service. Croak. Rawlson looking for the inside ball, but the hat comes through.
Oh, he's impeding
from
Tommy there.
Brian Croak. He's been around the block, but he can't just shake off O'Callaghan. And there you go, just like earlier. A turnover and a penalty won, and Wesley have won the breakdown battle. They definitely have.
Yeah, I think Tommy can feel very aggrieved in that chase there. If this was Formula 1, he'd say he did not. His racing line was being impeded. You could see the defending man who had turned was leaning into him, pushing him out a little bit, putting him off it. Possibly should have been a penalty for that, but again, Wesley get the penalty here, and this time Cassidy indicates it was very, very interesting to see the minute that penalty was given. Naas were straight back and looking at Wesley this time. They didn't want to be caught looking third time.
So yeah, as the time ticks, Cassidy gets himself in the mental space to land his 3 points, take it up to a 22-point game, which of course I'll need 4 scores. Never left the middle from Ian Cassidy. He's back with his kicking boots and 29 points to 7. You would think this game is dead and buried. Croak just getting a bit of extra hang time. Poff, well watched from Osborne. It's been a good tussle between the two wingers. More protection this time for Keith Kavanagh. Again, it's a low kick. Just about evades the Naas blocker. There's more subs for old Wesley.
A little bit of Naas frustration, I think, boiling over there.
Two men coming on now, Josh Miller and Ben Daly. Tom, a word on these guys?
Yeah, again, look, Josh has been around the senior squad for years, 9, 10. You know, very unlucky with injury last year. Of course, Ben is in with us for his first year this year. Again, referees there speaking to Murish Cleary from Naas. Bit of pushing and shoving. I think Murish just a little bit frustrated at the moment, and you know he needs to be careful too because you know he doesn't want to give away a penalty either. You know.
There's a man in David Poff. He earns a well-earned break there. Of course, started it all off with that glorious try in the sunshine, setting the tone for today. And Wesley have never looked back.
Two wingers with different styles. So Ben's a little bit smaller, way more fleet of foot, whereas Poffy is a bigger physical winger.
Penalty coming at the line out. Ronaldson trying to get on with this. Of course, still be looking for that losing bonus point. Well, Naas, they're out of range very much at the moment, but a couple of tries can change that.
Yeah, sure. I think mine and your opinion of this game is quite different at the moment. I think Naas aren't out of it yet. Like 2 scores here, and Cripes knows what happens the last few minutes. Wesley just got to defend this here and not overcommit the rooks around the line like they did the last time.
So an opportunity for Naas to get their second of the afternoon, but it's not going to come because their line out has gone astray the last hour or so. That's a great touch finder from Cassidy.
Wondrous stuff. And again, look, credit to we're off. You can't go quickly there because the ball had left the park. It had been touched by a spectator. Referee's going to pull that back.
Yeah, I thought for a moment Andre Osborne was gliding through the heart of this pitch.
No, there was a ball
there
on the
was a
sideline
touch,
that
yeah.
Naas picked up and went. You've got to play with the ball that goes out, and once it's touched by a spectator, you can't go quickly.
You're exactly right, Tom.
As I said, credit to Kenny as well at the back. Kenny taking that overthrow with another man on him and still managed to play it back. Nice set very wide here, Stewart. If you can see just under the stand.
Tag Dooley. Let's see if he fares any better here. Just about through Paul Monaghan, the skipper. But again, it's not the ball you want to be dealing with as a 9 or a 10. And what a counter. Well, it's illegal, so. Croak does go. Not sure they're on the right wavelength, his teammates. Smith to Croak. Man and ball. O'Donovan, what work that is. O'Callaghan chasing. The ball bounces everywhere.
Oh, desperately unlucky for O'Donovan there to bounce the ball, just beat him. I think he deserved a little bit more of that. But what a tackle, up hard, as your point took, man, ball, awareness, picked and then went again.
Yeah, brilliant from James O'Donovan. The ferocity in tackling and then the awareness to put the ball in the boot.
That's the sevens experience and John coming through there, knowing about the awareness, making sure he's looking for the ball after the tackle. Really, really good stuff. And again, Naas are now all the way back. I was just going to say, that penalty that Naas tapped and went to midfield, Stuart, there's still a lot of time in the game here. Their line is actually functioning reasonably well at times. I don't know if I'd be tapping and going there. I'd be looking to maybe move it down, get territory and then see.
Yeah, but unfortunately for Johnny Murphy's team, they're back on their own try line.
Watch Pim off the tail here, off the base here, and see what he might do.
Well, indeed. But first things first, he's happy to let the heavies go.
Spun around, referee not happy, will go again. Yeah, I can just see a little bit of a glint in the eye of Pim here, so. Miller waits for the put in.
So we've already seen one try from Ruben Pim. Will he decide to go himself here? All about the front eight for Wesley at the moment. As the ball is fed and it's to the feet of Ruben Pim. Great control. But he's left and Cassidy flicks the wrist to James O'Donovan. Does the hard yards. Good service. Just at the important time, there's a wee error, maybe just that wee lack of precision, or it could have been a fifth score.
Yeah, very unlucky there, but again, I don't know if you noticed off the ball, again, really smart play by Wesley. The ball was bouncing around. I don't think the referee blown a whistle, but the Wesley player stood up, didn't touch it, didn't want to give away the penalty. That's some really smart, disciplined play by Wesley. And here we go, here's a great club man, Michael Carney, coming on to make his AIL debut. Carney's moved all the way from the fifths up to the firsts, and a phenomenal achievement for this kid. You have to give him credit for that.
Definitely, Tom. Fair play to him, real club man. And he'll be buzzing hitting this first scrum, you would imagine. And it also means, Tom, there's hope for you yet.
No, I'm done, Stuart. Maybe a Fox Cup, a Vets Cup. That's about as much as you get out of me, I'd say.
Smith and Naas have nothing to lose. Ronaldson happy to truck it up. Croak, where's he going? Up the jumper. So it is from deep. McDermott
Great
with a bit of a show and go from the substitute. Does ever so well, does Mark McDermott. Nice bit of casual skill there.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like that. There's still a possible 2 scores and, well, no, actually it's, yeah, 2 scores from Naas here and you've got a bonus point, right? It's a long season. I know you're shaking your head at me here, but
need more than 2 scores,
oh,
don't
they do, you're right, the penalty, sorry.
Matt's never your strong point now.
Never my strong point, to be fair, Stuart.
I tried you, I said 3 a long time ago, but you didn't listen.
You almost tried to stop me there, but no, I kept digging.
Well taken from Don McLean.
Naas around the back there, penalty coming. Wesley look to go to the corner here again, I would imagine.
Yeah, you can see Will O'Brien just having a few words with Cian Davison. It's been hard work for O'Brien. Started off so well, but really he's been the back foot. And there you go. Indicated points. And who else? It'll be Cassidy. And
Stuart.
I suppose I have to ask you, Tom.
No, I was about to ask you, Stuart.
No, Tom, that's not my job. My job is to ask the co-commentator. Who would you say, both sides, but obviously it's been a good game, Wesley, going to run out winners here, Tom? Who's your man of the match for today?
Yeah, look, from an Naas point of view, look, Craig Ronaldson, of course, has done incredibly well at 12 for Naas, and then you're also looking at Brian Cook at 10, really spreading the ball around, and of course, anytime he got onto the ball, Andrew Osborne looked very lively in the pack again. Will O'Brien, ever present for them.
And just when I stop you there, the man who's been ever present on the pitch, of course, the Wesley number 10, Ian Cassidy. And he's put Wesley out of sight with that right foot of his today.
Yeah, and again for Wesley, we had some really great standout performances. Howard Noonan did really well. Ruben Pym at the back, Malloy as always. But again, my man of the match for today's game, Stuart, goes to the Old Wesley 10 and former club captain, Ian Cassidy.
Would have been my choice too, Tom. And here he is. What a line. Alex Malloy skips through it. Has the inside ball, but decides against it. He should have given the ball, but it's still there for Old Wesley. Can they pick it up? Oh, what a day it's been. Started off with a winger scoring a try. Now it's the opposite. Thomas O'Callaghan, 5th try for Wesley. And that is game, set and match. An impressive victory for the hosts.
Yeah, that's it. Stick a fork in it. This one's done, I'm afraid, Stuart. Malloy probably should have given it. I think he saw the bright lights, but look, it worked out in the end. Try given, well done. Great support though from the backs again, supporting them.
Tommy O'Callaghan right in the shoulder, like any winger. And there you go. He got what he asked for.
Yeah, for sure. Again, just chasing all the way to the end, not giving up on it.
So, can today's man of the match round off? It's been a marvellous afternoon for him. Not this time. Just a second kicked missed of the day. He won't be too concerned though, with a minute to play. What a start it's been. We spoke before the game, Tom, this might be quite tight, but it hasn't been.
Yeah, folks, on the live stream as we switch to the Club Scene Podcast, RFU Twitter Spaces, Wesley have extended their score here by 30 points. They're now leading 37 points to 7 after a Tommy O'Callaghan try from an unbelievable break by, of course, who else? Alex Malloy. We're inside the last minute here, but Naas again, back inside the Wesley 22. They're not giving up the fight just yet.
So, 10 seconds to go. Wesley just happy to hold on to the ball. What really has been the start to the season they would have wanted. They're still trucking it up. Malloy, as ever, coming on those short trail lines. Josh Miller. And Ian Cassidy, today's man of the match, says enough's enough. And there you have it, the start exactly what Wesley would have wanted. 5 tries in all. Very, very impressive all round, backs and forwards. Naas just couldn't compete today. And what a start it's been to the season, especially after last year's heartbreak, Tom, last season's heartbreak. This is exactly what Morgan and his coaching team will have wanted.
Yeah, look, full credit to the first here today. They fully deserve the win. I don't think the scoreline reflects how close the game was at times and the physicality of the game. There's a lot to be said for Naas here, and look, they're going to be there at the end of the year. They're not going anywhere, right? They will regroup, and they'll come again. But look, hats off to Wesley. Very, very disciplined today. Good D, and took their scores well when they were on offer.
Yeah, as you say, clinical. You see a shot of Sam Pym. I thought him and his brother excelled out there, and you can see what it means to him. A happy man, Tom. He'll be delighted to get back playing rugby. In particular, he wouldn't have played rugby in a long time. You see him there just shaking the hands of Jack Barry, but like, he'll be a relieved man, but also showing his skill level is still very, very high.
Yeah, and look, credit, we spoke about it before the game, a very young, inexperienced Wesley front row. Credit where credit is due. They got out there, they stood up, they anchored, they scrummed, they carried very, very well. You know, there was some fears before the game about them, but they put their hand up today and they showed they were here to play rugby. So, again, of course, a special mention for Mick Carney. Michael Carney, of course, following his dad, a former first team player here. Mick having, over the last 4 or 5 years, working his way up from the 5ths to the 4ths to the 3rds to the 2nds, and now making his AIL debut. You know, look, that just goes to show, if you stick at it and if you grind hard enough, the pathway is there. It's not what team you start on, Stuart, it's the team you finish on.
Just a special mention there for James O'Donovan. There you see him hugging, it must be one of his family members, but you know, he had a horror show, let's face it, 5 months ago, and he's come back. You know, how well has he done putting it into the back of his mind and playing a blinder today? He
had a bad game, but interesting to note, the first yellow card he received was rescinded upon review. So let's, you know, innocent until proven guilty, Stuart. Innocent until proven guilty. But look, great effort today. You can see Robbie Love out congratulating the players, of course, President Robbie, former Leinster player himself, out congratulating the players. Great way for him to start off this year. But look, Naas is done now. It's in the books. We move our focus to next week. I know it's, you know, they've got to get, they're on the road now next week, and we shift focus and we've got to move forward.
Yeah. Well, Tom, I've thoroughly enjoyed it today. It's exactly the start the hosts would have wanted. 5 tries in all. They'll be hard to beat, but as you say, it's only the start of the season. 37 points to 7. Will Wesley the victors today here at Donnybrook.
Stuart, thank you for joining us as always. For those who tuned in at home, thanks for sticking with us, and of course thank you to our new live stream sponsor, Permanent TSB. Remember, download the Permanent TSB app and make the right move today. Folks, that's it. We will see you home again in 3 weeks. We're not on, we've got a couple of away trips lined up, so we'll see you the last weekend of the month when we welcome Highfield to Donnybrook. Stuart, you'll be back with me then, and folks, have a good week, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.